I'm without an engineer this morning, folks. I was supposed to go live. I forgot to hit the button. But anyway, but we are live right now uh, uh, on our live stream and on Clubhouse. So Jared, why don't you take over for a minute while I get things going, because we are without an engineer this morning. But he's taught me enough so we can keep going.
All right, sounds good, man. I have total trust in you. You got this. But yeah, so what he's just referring to is that we're streaming this live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And so if you want to see this on YouTube, go into the chat. The instructions are laid out really cleanly and easily. You just go to an iPad, desktop, or laptop, type in ice10kvideos.com. You go ahead and choose episode 93. That's the one we're in right now. And then let the commercial play. You can skip it if you need to, and you'll see Dawn in the studio sharing these examples live on the screen. All right, this is a 2-hour room. It's very interactive. We love questions, so feel free to come on stage and ask a question. Dawn is actually, he gets paid by corporations, he gets paid by clients to show this information. So this is one of these rare pockets of time where you can come up and get a brief little free consultation that'll teach everybody how this works. And then if you want to know the month, year, and date, you can be debt free. We're going to let you know how to get a savings and earnings report so that you can put in all of your debt and find out how quickly you can pay it all off. But we'd love for the interaction. Feel free to raise your hand, come on stage, and ask a question about your refinance, your mortgage, your car note, your student loans, or your credit card debt overall, or how to deal with interest rates, how to approach down payments. All of these are great questions, and each specific example will help everybody in the audience. So what we're going to do real quickly is go through some moderator introductions, and then Don is going to go through the first example. All right, so go ahead and start raising your hand so that you can be the first example. And we're going to go with Shay King first. So Shay, you got it.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just excited to be in the place. I miss you, Jared, and Mr. Don. I miss being in the place. My name is Shay. They call me the Credit Cleaner Woman. Why do they call me that? It's because I do assist my clients with getting negative items deleted from their credit reports legally and permanently. But not only do I do that, I'm not a credit repair company. I do assist with the restoration, the building of their personal credit as well, making sure they utilizes the bank money so they can get to the bag, as they say, and level up with excellent credit so they can be able to get approved for whatever it is that they need. I do also assist with business credit as well, business structuring. All things credit is what I do. I've been in the game for about 15 years now. The banking, lending, credit, and finance. Everything else is in my bio. Go ahead and slide over. Give me a follow on my social media. If there's any questions that needs to be asked, please make sure you go ahead and shoot me a DM. I'm just here to be a student, to learn more about how I can pay off my mortgage in 7 years, and my mama, and my cousin, and my grandma. So I'm just excited to be in the place. Again, thank you so much, Jared and Don.
All right, up next is Sheila.
Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Sheila, and I've been in the credit space for over a decade now. I assist those individuals who are in need of credit repair. I also show individuals how to start a credit repair business. I have a following base on dang, I can't even think. I have a following base on YouTube. I have a plethora of videos where I could help you and also show you how to repair your credit. You could also just click on my picture and follow I can't even think this morning. Just click on my picture for more info. Any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Also, make sure you hit that greenhouse, the P.I.L.L method. And thanks for inviting me up. Thanks.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta, and you can find me at kenyatta10k.com. I can help you with finding a deal, financing that deal, canceling the interest on that deal to get you in yet another deal, whether that's a rehab or you need an inventory. I can help you with all of that. Good morning.
Hey, Kenyatta girl.
Yes, yes.
Hey.
Yes, yes. Good morning, everybody. And as Sheila eloquently mentioned, definitely if you're not a part of the club yet, make sure you click that greenhouse and follow the club. When you follow the club, you'll see also an about description that explains what the P, the I, the L, and the L stand for. And it gives you a little bit of cliff notes into some of the questions that you can ask. And if you scroll down, you're going to see a library of replays. We'd love for you to share this club with your family members after you see this information so that they can get caught up on the P.I.L.L method. Also, share the YouTube channel with them as well. We really want our community to understand what the banks don't want us to know. The analogy that I love to use for this is it's like slaves being able to know how to read. Because slave owners just really, really did not want them to know that, right? They didn't want them to be educated because as soon as they were educated, they could be more strategic, they could revolt. That's the same thing with banks. They do not want you to be able to read amortization schedules. They do not want you to know about the P.I.L.L method because you are going to take away hundreds of thousands of dollars individually, which turns into millions and millions of dollars they're losing out because you're not losing out on interest costs in the way that you would without this information. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Don introduce himself a little bit further. And then I would love to see the first hand raise and somebody come on stage to ask a question. This room is so much better with questions asked, not just for you, but for the rest of the audience. So please, let's get the stage full with questions and let's have a great show. All right, back to you, Don.
All right, Jared. Listen, I just sent you a link. I did a show last night with Flame Newton, and I'm telling you, it was off the chain. There was a ton of people in there last night, and we were talking about interest cancellation. We were talking about lending. We were talking about all of this information, and a lot of it is contained in my book. And my book fluctuates on the ranking on Amazon. So when we logged on last night to that club for Flame, my book was at number 58. So if you go ahead and click on that link, you'll see where the book is listed this morning. Go ahead and click that link and say, so who's going to be the first to tell me where my book is ranked this morning? Can anybody?
Your book is ranked number 2.
So when it hits number 1, it will be the number 1 for the 6th time on Amazon. 6-time bestseller. So listen, buy a couple of books. And so to inspire us to get some to buy a book, if you don't have this book, it is the only book of its kind on Amazon right now. Out of 33 million titles, only one book talks about how to read amortization schedules and how to defeat them. And when you get this book, to inspire you, you can not just get the book. Do you see that when we have that link up top, that is a 10K card. That is a digital business card. When you get the book, you will get a digital business card. We're going to give you the upgraded version of the 10K business card. Listen, you're going to love the card. You're going to love the book. So we just want to inspire you. Let's go all the way to number 1. What do you say, Miss Kenyatta?
I think everybody needs this book because it's the only one of its kind on Amazon, and it's something that everybody don't even prepare for, don't even know to prepare for. So you guys do yourself a favor and buy that book.
All right, and we've got it streaming on our live stream right now as well. So folks, I want to thank you very much for getting us to number 2. I'm going to thank you in advance to getting us to number 1 one more time on Amazon. Listen, folks, I know there's some questions out there that people are just, wanting to ask. Maybe they're just a little shy. So let me tell you something. For the first two people that come up to ask a question, I will make sure that they get a digital business card. All you have to do is we're going to check out your bio on your and then we're going to make sure that we send you out a digital business card today. First two questions that come up, first two people to come up and ask a question get a digital business card from me, a 10K card. So we're trying to inspire some folks, trying to inspire some questions this morning so that we can go ahead and get started.
Yep. And for your reference, up top is the 10K card. So go ahead and click that. And what it is, a digital business card. So instead of having like a paper card that can't attach your links or anything like that, it's just static. You now can take this on your phone. It's a website, and you can now take it on your phone. You can click scan my card, which gives a QR code, and in person events, people can pull out their camera, scan your card, and it'll take them right to this, where you can have all your links, all your social media. This can be updated whenever you need it updated. And then there's an added contacts button where people can add these contacts to their phone with your picture, your brand, etc. And I'm telling you, for in-person events, this card is super clutch. On Clubhouse, this card is super clutch. You can pin it to the top and get everybody to all your social media. And this card typically costs $100. So if you want to come on stage and ask a question, which is going to help you because you're going to understand how to break down your mortgage, how to break down a refinance, how to break down your student loans, your car loan, your credit card debt. Any generic question, you'll get a free $100 10K card. So who are going to be the first two people to come on stage and ask a question? Um, let's see. Anybody?
I got a question.
All right, let's go for it,
Derek,
Kelly.
I got a question, and I wanted to ask this last night, but I've been getting my daughter ready for graduation and the Zoom that you had. Because someone asked me. So this is the question: Would someone that has an income that is not stable, like I guess not the same time, not the same amount, so basically entrepreneurs, how can this program be calculated with that sort of income, and can it be if it can?
Oh, that is a very, very good question. Let me, I could probably show that better than I can talk about that. So why don't we go ahead? Why don't I get prepared for that? And while I'm preparing for that, let me get out of here and stop this screen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen, Jared. So why don't have we got all of the mod introductions done while I get this ready to go?
Yeah, so Kelly, since you just popped up, please introduce yourself while Don gets prepared.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm driving, so I might have the red bar, but if not, my name is Kelly Russell. I am the owner of Self Care Holistic, which is an e-commerce brand with retail locations and warehouses in Wilmington, Delaware. I also help other business owners scale their businesses by helping them obtain business credit. And I am here to add value where I can, but I am an excellent question asker because if I don't know, I'm going to ask a question. If I can't find a question to ask somebody to ask one for me. So that's what prompted that question. So many people that I know are all entrepreneurs. We never have the same amount coming in. So I just didn't know how that, would work and what that would look like. And I think that's a big question for a lot of us entrepreneurs that would love to get some more information with the system that Don has, but I guess we need to know how that works. And I'm glad that I brought that up so we can hear and see that today.
Absolutely. And in my rush to get to the info, I never introduced myself, but my name is Jared Albritton. I've been on Clubhouse just really focused on rooms that can create generational wealth. So if it's about how to get your business funded, how to break into tech, which is I've been in tech for over 15 years. I did a room last night. We had Amazon, Walmart, Google, Netflix, Who else? Tesla. We had about 30, 40 recruiters on stage offering up roles. If you click my bio, you can check out the replay after this room, CH Tech Careers Recruiter Spotlight. But I also host this room with Don every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Sundays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, my goal is really to help people break into the metaverse, get their startups funded, break into tech, and also support a lot of rooms on real estate. So if you're interested in that type of thing, go ahead and click my bio and give me a follow. But Don, are you ready to share the example?
Oh man, listen, am I ready? All I got to do is go ahead and click this and put it on the screen. So let's get these people in here. I am so excited about getting this. This is a very good question. I think this is the first time we've actually had this question about how our program works and how it's different from a spreadsheet. I'm going to be able to talk about that in just a second. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And there we are. Now, we actually are putting up a representation of, let me see here. Let me add it to the stream. There we go. Of our opportunity cost calculator. All right. And with the opportunity cost calculator, what we do is we take a look at somebody's income and their outgo. We take a look at all of their debt, how much interest they're supposed to pay, and how we can cut their interest cost. But one of the things that we have to take a look at is their income. Okay. So, well, now this is John and Rebecca Jones. And I'm going to tell you a little story after this, after we get it up. But people want to see this. If they're new to the room, how can they see this example on their iPad or their tablet or their computer? How can they see what I'm getting ready to show right now?
Kenyatta, please take it away.
Okay, you guys. Hi, new people. Hi, old people. What you want to do is go to ice10kvideos.com. That's ice10kvideos with s.com. It'll take you right to YouTube so you can view these examples. While you're there, don't stop there. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share because everybody needs this information.
Wow. Thank you very much for that, Kenyatta. And listen, and the numbers are coming up. People are coming in to take a look at what we've got. So let me just give you some of the basic background. First of all, what you're seeing here, folks, is what we call our action plan. And in the action plan on our program, this is where we track how much money comes into a family and how much money they pay. All right. And so I'm going to go over here. And so we run everything with these three buttons: action plan and budget and accounts. Let's go ahead and click on the accounts tab. And then when the accounts tab come up, we can actually see what their funds are like. We have $500 in their checking account. We have $5,138 in the savings account. Let's go down to the liabilities. There's an auto loan here. $25,000 at 4%. A Visa, we got $2,000 on the Visa card, and that's at 21%. And here is a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. Now, here's the best thing about all of this. John and Rebecca Jones, by following this program, and the program is predicting what their spending pattern is going to be based on what the program sees over a while. The program says they're going to save $179,000. Look at the upper right window. $179,442 in interest that they'll never pay. And because of that, they'll be able to pay off all of that debt in 7.7 years. What's so interesting about that? What's interesting about that, ladies and gentlemen, is that the same budget that was used to qualify for these loans is the same budget we're going to use to eliminate $179,000 in interest so that they can pay off in 7.7 years. Yeah, I said it. They don't need more money. We're going to show them how to pay less interest on what's actually going on. All right. So Oh, by the way, if somebody can, while I'm doing this, if they could text Kurt and see if he's okay, I would appreciate that so very much. All right, so here's what we got going on here, folks. Let's go back to action plan, and let's see what are the first things that we have to do to fix to tell the program what's happening. Now we can see 4 months at a time. So we're going to go back to April and start there on April 1st. And on April 1st, you actually can see where John gets paid $950. That $950 from his employer is actually deposited in his checking account. But when it's deposited in his checking account, all John has to do is come over to his program, highlight the fact that he received his $950, and then click execute. All right. Now, here is the thing I want everybody to see. And Miss Kelly, are you listening in? Because
I think she's driving, but
okay, okay, that's okay, because she can't see it. So I need everybody who can see it, I need them to look in the middle here. Even though John gets paid $950, the category is commissions, not just income. He gets paid commissions. So when he gets paid, it's based on what he's able to produce because he's in sales. Uh-oh. He's in sales. So if he doesn't sell anything, he doesn't get any commissions. If he sells a lot, he gets a lot more commissions. So listen, this check could have been $12.50. It could have been $15.50. Do you know? And all we do is change here what he actually receives. So if it was $12.50 this week, even though the program was expecting $9.50, all we do is change it. But just like it could be $12.50 or $9.50, guess what, folks? It could actually be no 50. In that case, if he didn't receive a paycheck, all we do is click delete. And do you know what the program does at that point? It updates everything instantly and says, oh, since we didn't receive any money this time, we're just going to take that. And just like your GPS in your car, when it gets new information, it just says recalculating and recalculating. And now let me show you what's going to happen here 2 months from now. Okay. We're going to get off of that. I want to show you something just because you asked. Now, with the way this program works, you tell the program how much you're making and how much you're spending. So I'm going to go through a scenario here, and then we're going to reset it and then go back again and then tell the program we're making $950 less and see if the program restructures anything, because I've never had this happen before. So I don't know what the result is going to be. The algorithm in the program does everything. So when John gets paid $950, he just clicks execute. He tells the program, I got paid my $950. And then when he executes that, it disappears from his screen. And because he received $950 at his bank, then his account has increased by $950. Well, the program has to know that. Well, we just told the program that he received $950. So if we take a look at the checking account here, I'm waiting for it to change on YouTube. There it is. He now has $1,450 in his virtual checking account. And because he has $1,450 in his virtual checking account, it has to match what he has in his real checking account, dollar for dollar. When the program knows how much money you have, then the program can direct you as to what to do. Now let's go back to action plan. Let's take a look at the directions and see how all of this works. Okay. So when we get down to I need you to start looking at these arrows in the middle of the screen here. There's a red one and a blue one. All right. A red one and a blue one. And you read it from left to right. So if we were in April, the program says, well, in April 5, on the 5th of April, it says take money from, here's your from column. Okay. The first column is the from column. Then the next column is the to column. Take money from the checking account and put it into your savings account, $100.90. That's money in his checking account. He doesn't need to pay any of the bills listed here in April. He's got all the bills listed there. Okay. And so the program has done all the math. It says this $100, go ahead and put it in your savings account. And when we put it in the savings account, what the program is doing is getting ready to put money on debt sometime in the future. It doesn't do it every single month because, as you can see here, there's only arrows to put money in savings. There's no arrows to put money on the Visa. The minimum payment is $50.88. The minimum payment on the auto loan is $460.41. The minimum payment on the mortgage is $1,199.10. There are no arrows pointing at the loans. Just make your minimum payments this month. What? I got extra money that I could put on the debt, but I'm not putting the money on, I'm not adding the extra money to the debt right now. Oh man, let's go down and I'm just going to bypass April and go down into May and see what happens in May. Look here. Money just goes into savings. $550, $700 into savings, $389.14 into savings. We just put the money in savings and wait. Why are we waiting? Because we're looking for the optimum amount of money on the optimum day on the right to be applied to the right loan so that we can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. Oh my goodness. So what does that mean? Let's say you can save about $5 in interest for every dollar you apply to principal, because every time you apply money to principal, extra money to principal, you're saving time and you're saving interest. That's what's going on here, folks. Saving time and saving interest is the most important thing we could do when it comes to these loans. But most people think you have to cut back on your lifestyle. We're not touching their lifestyle. They're spending the money like they would normally spend it, especially on their lifestyle. And let me show you what I mean here. Let me scroll down. Let me scroll up. Oh, do you see where it says unitemized budget? That gives them money to spend any way they like. And do you know what they said? Well, let's put $1,300 in here to spend any way we like. And the program says, even though they're spending an extra $1,300 any way they like, they're still going to get out of debt in 7.7 years. So what about the guy in Tennessee that says you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, you got to stay home, you can't go on vacation, you can't live life the way you want to, you got to drive a 30-year-old car, they're driving a new car. You got to cut up their credit cards. No. We're using credit cards. Did you see a debit card listed there, folks? Absolutely not, because debit cards are emergency cards, according to the P.I.L.L method. Your credit card is the go-to card, because if you use it correctly, your credit card company will pay you to pay bills with it, because our program automatically takes any money that you pay on bills on a credit card. It automatically tells you to pay that same amount of money back to the credit card the very next month out of your bank account. Oh my gosh. So if you don't use your money to buy food, your cash to buy food, if you don't use your cash to buy gasoline, if you don't use your cash to pay for your cell phone, you could put it on your credit card, and that money stays in the bank, making interest for you. Even though it's not a lot, it's still money for you. Okay. But then the program says, don't go ahead and spend that money. We need that money to put on the credit card the very next month. And why is that important? That's important because of this. If your card is a rewards card, you're going to get rewards for buying gasoline, for buying food, and paying for your cell phone. You're going to get rewards, or whether it's cash back or whether it's miles. Say you like to travel, whatever it is, whatever the rewards are, you're going to get for free. And if you put anything on that credit card this month and you pay it off next month, and I need to hear it from somebody on the stage, if you put it on this month and you pay off that card next month, how much interest did you pay? Somebody. Anybody on stage?
I believe it's eliminated.
That's right. You pay no interest. So you're using the credit card, buying food, buying gas, paying your bills, but you take the money from the bank account to pay the card off next month. You pay no interest, but you get to keep all the cash back for free. The credit card is actually paying you to pay your bills, and you pay them nothing. Oh my goodness. What about that? So here's what we're talking about, folks. So now if the program, now remember, we're putting money in savings. We're putting money in savings. And and somebody on Facebook said you pay zero interest. Thank you, Michelle. All right. So look, folks, we've got 20 people now online watching what we're doing here. And since we're putting no money on extra money on principal for the first 2 months, when are we supposed to put money on principal? If we take a look at the upper left-hand window, we see that the program, even though we're starting in April, the program says by this month, by June 7, we should be able to have enough money saved up in the savings account to attack the debt. Now, why is that important? Because remember, John and Rebecca Jones, they've got $1,300 that they can spend any way they want on their family and their children so that they can create memories. They're not telling their children, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. We got to pay off the debt. They're not telling their children that. They're saying, we are creating memories. We're taking them to the museums. We're taking them on trips. We're doing things with the family. We're having some fun, and we have it budgeted to do that. And even though we've got that budgeted, we're still able to put money in savings over and above everything else to attack the debt with. So the program says by this month, by June, we should have $3,000 saved up. Let me show you what the program is saying to do. So we're going to scroll down to June. I'm going to wait till it catches up on YouTube, and then we're going to talk about that. So now you see different arrows. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see the arrow that says on June 7, we're going to take money out of the savings account and pay it to the Visa, and we're going to pay that Visa down to zero. What? Not a little bit extra every month? Not just a little bit extra? And then pay it off over 2 years? No. We're putting that money in savings, and we're going to kill the Visa card in 2 months. Wow. Look at that. So when we click on this, all right, so I've got too much going on here. So we're going to clear this selection. We're going to scroll back down to Visa, and then we're going to click on the Visa and then click execute. When we do that, the program does an extra calculation that this is the only program that does this on the planet. It says, oh, here's how much future interest you're going to save. Because you're paying that Visa off this way, that means you will not pay Visa $1,736.34 in interest. It's right here in the middle of the screen. That is your interest savings using money from the savings account. Well, Don, won't that lower my savings account? Well, guess what, folks? Number one, the Visa was 21%. Why would you keep money in a savings account that's paying you 1/10 of 1% and not take that money to pay off the Visa, which is charging you 21% per year? Go ahead and put the money on there. And guess what? Do you still have access to that money? Even though it's sitting on the Visa card, wiping out, it is stopping the interest machine from calculating. Putting that money there and it's sitting there. Where would you rather have that money? sitting in the bank, so making you 0.1%, or sitting that money on the Visa card so you don't have to pay 21%. It was Benjamin Franklin who was reported to say, a penny saved is a penny earned. So what about $1,736.34 saved is $1,736.34 earned. How about that? Okay, so put the money there because you still have access to the money. I have access to the money in the bank. I have access to the money on the Visa card. But while it's sitting here on the Visa card, I'm not paying 21% to keep it. Ah, what a thought. What a thought. Now, here's the other thing. We're going to get out of here, scroll back down and take a look at putting money on the mortgage. Look at this. I need you all to see this. The program says on June 1st, the mortgage is paid. The mortgage is going to be paid on the 1st of the month. When the mortgage is paid on the 1st of the month, the program says, let's wait 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 7th of the month, the program says, take some additional money out of savings and apply it to mortgage principal, because any extra money you put that you pay towards the mortgage in the same month after you make your regular payment, all of that money goes to principal. Let's see what the savings are when you put $1,116.98 on the mortgage principal. And the program says stop at 98 cents, because if you put any more money on, you are hurting yourself. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Okay. Now take a look at this. We're saving future interest savings by putting that money on the mortgage, $5,435.91. So remember, John and Rebecca Jones' payment on this mortgage is $1,199.10 each month. $1,199.10 each month. And every month they're making that payment, about $200 goes to principal and about $1,000 goes to interest. The next month, $201 goes to principal and $999 goes to interest. So over $900, almost $1,000 every month for the first year is going to interest alone. So there's a ton of interest. So in other words, to naturally pay this loan down, where you would pay off $1,116.98 naturally, the bank would charge John and Rebecca Jones $5,435.91 in interest to do it. But because they prepaid, they gave the money to the bank early, the $1,116.98 early, they don't have to pay the bank $5,435.91 in interest. Folks, this is the key. This is what is strategic about this. This is what's fantastic about knowing what happens when you learn what to prepay, how much to prepay, which loan to prepay, what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on. The program calculates all that so you can optimize your savings. See, when you pay your money, you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. You want to save the most amount of interest you possibly can. All right. And so here's what the program is saying. If you do that, you're going to save $5,435.91. Let me show you something here. Hit the wrong button. All right, let me show you something. If we do this, because they have over $5,000 in the bank, the program says stop at $1,116.98, not a penny more. Why is that? Because of what we call the law of diminished return. There's a point at which the more you pay, there's a point at which more is too much. Because when you do something, you want to get a certain result. And the result is, how much interest am I saving per dollar? Okay. There's a point in which when you pay too much, your amount of money you can save per dollar starts to go in the opposite direction. Let me put a calculator on the screen, and I'm going to show that to you right now. Okay. So everything we're learning about how all of this debt works is opposite of what should be done. Okay. And what we're thinking is the more we pay, we should be better off. Well, listen, it doesn't work anywhere else. Listen, anybody like a little bit of salt in their food? Well, what happens when you put too much salt in the food? It ruins it. Anybody like jerk chicken? What happens when you put too much jerk seasoning on the chicken? It ruins it. Okay? You know, as good as water is for the human body, do you know you can drink so much water that the water can become toxic to your own body and it can kill you? Even too much water is bad for you. So if there's too much water can be bad for you, and there's too much of anything can be bad, then too much money on your debt at the wrong time can also be bad. But nobody points that out. We're going to prove that to you right here, right now. Okay. And listen, I'm going to cause a little bit of suspense. You know what they say, you know how they get you up to that brink and you're watching one of these television shows, and we're going to show you what I'm talking about right after the commercial break. Jared, we have a new moderator on the stage. I'm going to show him right after the break.
Yeah, so actually we got two on the stage. So we're going to go ladies first. Credit Goddess, please introduce yourself to the audience. Let them know who you are and what you do. All right, she might be away. So we're going to pass the mic to 10K Cards. What's up, brother?
Captain Jared is in the building. Ice 10K, Sheila, Kenyatta, Credit Goddess. Hey, shout out to the listening audience. Shout out to the entire family. Here to support my brother Don as usual, showing people how to pay off their mortgage in 7 years. Guys, you know the good thing is whenever you do sign up with Don or you get a copy of Don's book, 10K is here to send you a 10K card. And 10K is not doing it on 10K's dime. Don prepaid for a bunch of cards to make sure we all can win. So get a copy of this book today, guys. Put a fire emoji in the chat when you do, and let us get you your 10K card. With that said, Jared, back to you.
All right.
Jared, if you don't take the mic, I'll keep selling. Okay.
All right.
He can't say it and warn him, Don. He can't say it and warn him. I just came off the stage, sold a lot of cards. But in this one, we're not allowed to sell. Don card because it's like done. So Don, the mic is yours.
All right, man. All right. So, Jared, are we ready to get back into the rest of this example so we can show the people why they don't want to put more than they need to on their debt?
Absolutely. And 10K, by the way, Don has been gracious enough to offer two 10K cards to the first, or a 10K card to the first 2 people to ask a question. And so we might need your help in explaining why the 10K card is so valuable to the folks, because people are shy, but they really should take advantage of this, and they should buy the book as well.
Hey, Jared. I made that offer at the top of the show. That offer closes in 2 minutes. Countdown, 2 minutes. Okay.
All right.
So talk to Siri. Say, Siri, countdown 2 minutes. Because that offer closes. If you want to come up and ask a question, you got 2 minutes to ask a question to get a 10K card just for asking a question. That closes in about 1 minute and 45 seconds now.
All right, guys, a free 10K card. You can't beat that value. Click the link at the top to see the example of what it is. A digital business card. It's a website. So two people raise your hand and you can ask any question. So take advantage. Closed mouths don't get fed. I've never seen him offer this before. So Don, let's get into the example, and I'm counting it down.
Thank you, sir. Now, listen, watch this, folks. All right. So if you put down, so the program is calculating, if we put down $1,116.98, we're going to save $5,435.91 in interest. So what we're going to do is put on the calculator right now the interest savings of $5,435.91. We're going to divide that by the amount of money that we pay to principal. Okay. So if we divide that by $1,116.98, that equals, oh, I did it wrong. Okay, start over. Okay, so so we're putting in again 5,000. Okay, let's see here. 5,435.91, and we're dividing that by $1,116 and let's see, back delete $1,116.98. There we go. All right. So now we hit equals and we get $4.86. Well, and then it's 4.866, but then we rounded the 86 up to 87. So about $4.87. What we just found out, for every dollar we put on principal here, makes it impossible for the bank to charge you $4.87 per dollar. Now you know how valuable your dollar is. Oh my goodness. Oh, listen, let me ask it this way. If you gave me $1 and I gave you back $4.87, how many times would you do that? Yeah, that part. The bank has to do the same thing. If you give them $1 towards principal, that goes only to principal. In this case, it makes it impossible for them to charge you $4.86 for every dollar. Oh, nobody's ever broken it down like that to you before until now. Only the P.I.L.L method does this for you. So let me show you what's going to happen next. So I'm just going to do a different thing here. We're going to change this. I like round numbers. I'm going to change this to $1,500. Since we have $5,000 in the bank, why would the program stop at 98 cents anyway? So let's go ahead and round this thing off, $1,500, and let's see if the program recalculates our save. Oh, yes, it does. It recalculates our savings to $7,259.77. What? That should be better. Of course it should be better. All right. But remember, it was $4.87 before. So let's go ahead and put that calculator back on the screen. There we go. And we'll start all over again. $4.87. So we're going to clear it out. We're now going to put in $7,259.77. And then we're going to divide it by $1,500. There we go. Divided by $1,500. There we go. Just like that. So when we divide it by $1,500, that equals what? $4.83. So we're actually saving less per dollar when we put more on. Folks, this is proof positive. There's a point at which more is too much when it comes to saving interest. So what you want to do is find out, what is that breaking point? What is that tipping point where I can give the exact amount, so I'm saving the exact amount per dollar where I can save the most? Then what do I do with the rest of the money? Because right now this is called debt reduction. We're putting money into debt reduction. So if you're getting the maximum out of debt reduction, what should you do with the rest of the money? Put it into wealth creation. Put it in some sort of investment. All right. So you're making money on both ends. Save the maximum amount you can per dollar and take the rest and put it in some sort of investment, even if it's a CD. I mean, even if it's your 401k, even if it's in what we recommend, permanent life insurance so that you have all sorts of options. And we have people who are becoming millionaires by taking their excess funds and putting it into permanent life insurance. One of our clients made between last year, by putting their money in permanent life insurance, made between 14 and 18% on their money. Listen, you want to know more about that, better be hitting me up on the back channel, all right? And sending messages in and say, how can we make between 14 and 18% on our money? P.I.L.L method clients are making between 14 and 18% on their money last year, because not only do we help them with saving money, we help them with earning money. You see, we have something that's called a savings and earnings report. Oh my goodness. Do you see that button at the top of the screen there? Do you see that button that says get your savings and earnings report? That's what we're talking about, folks. So when you go to ice10klive.com, ice10klive.com, and you want to know more about this, you can click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report. When you click on that button that says get a savings and earnings report, right there. So I'm showing this on the screen online as well. Click that button, and then when you get that savings and earnings report, just follow the directions. Follow the directions when you click on the button. And then it's going to take you to a screen where you can put in some contact information and your cell phone number. When you click confirm on the cell phone number, wait a couple of seconds, and you're going to get a message with a code. Take the code, put it into the website, confirm the code, and then click on I want to save money now. When you click on that, then it'll let you into our financial form. You start filling that form out. Someone from my staff will give you a call and let you know how you can save money. All right. Not only that, but not only how you can save money, but how you can make money as well. Listen, folks, do you see if you're on Clubhouse, do you see the PTR for myself? Do you see the PTR for Jared? Do you see who we're standing with? We're standing with E.T., the hip hop preacher. Okay, E.T., the hip hop preacher. That's Dr. Eric Thomas. And just a little over 2 weeks ago, he was my keynote speaker at our first event called Developing a Spiritual Money Mindset. Jarrett was a speaker there. 10K Cards was a speaker there. Kenyatta was a speaker there. And we also had E.T. in the house. And listen, folks, with E.T. in the house, it was amazing, especially what I'm getting ready to play for you right now. And folks, if you want to see what I'm getting ready, you want to see what E.T. said about paying off debt, because it was a spiritual money mindset. Okay, it was a spiritual money mindset. And so he talked about a lot of things that had to do with money. But this one thing he said was, I mean, for me, it was the most profound thing he could have said ever. And I need you to listen to what E.T. has to say.
Listen to me, y'all. I didn't even know he was responsible. But one of his mentees, probably about 4 years ago maybe, took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse, just in case you don't. And so when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest. Do me a favor, take these principles and use them. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love you guys. Take care.
Listen, folks, did you hear that? So so listen, oh man, listen, sometimes I just get so tongue tied, I get so excited. 10K, are you still in the house? You know, he's all over the place. He's all over the place. So folks, let me tell you something. I was so excited to hear that. And we have permission to use that forever. All right. ET saying that he used the P.I.L.L method to pay off his house. All right. So I think we have Kirk in the house. Kirk, how you doing, man? You doing okay? He's probably real busy, can't talk, but you know, I get that. So listen, folks, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to my screen. We're going to go back to showing the screen here to what we have, what we had before. And listen, I need you to realize what I'm realizing. If ET, the hip hop preacher, uses the P.I.L.L method, all right, now some of you are hearing this for the first time. Some of you have heard it before. But if ET, the hip hop preacher, is using the P.I.L.L method, then my goodness, shouldn't we all who have mortgages and who have debt pay it off? And he did it in about 4 years. Oh my goodness. I love every bit of that. So here's we go, folks. I need to show you the rest of the story here. Now, we just showed what would happen if we would actually save less per dollar if we put more on at the wrong time. Now, I'm going to get the calculator off the screen, and I want to show you something. Okay? Do you see where it says over here that if we follow the program, we're going to save $179,442? $179,442. Look at that. That's if we follow the program. But right now, I have more on the screen than the program suggested. I have $1,500 on the screen. All right. And not only that, but it says wait till the 7th of the month to do it. Well, what if I don't want to do that? Let me change that over to I'll pay it on the 1st of the month. I got the money. Let me just send it in with a regular payment. So I'm sending in $1,500 when the program says don't do that. Only send less. And then it says wait and do it on the 7th of the month. No, I'm going to do it on the 1st. So and I'm going to save $7,259.77. Watch your 179,442, especially the last 3 numbers here, the 442. And let's see if we get a better result for paying more when we want to instead of waiting for the program to tell us. So let's go ahead and execute that. So watch the 179,442. So we're calculating that. So what? 179,000 went from 442 to 434. We're paying more money, we're paying it sooner, and we're saving less money overall because we paid more at the wrong time. Folks, if you haven't seen this, if I was standing on a street corner and tried to explain this to you, you wouldn't have believed it. But because you saw it here, you can now believe it. All right. I have somebody sent us a message online that they want to know more about how they can make 14 to 18% on their money. And so listen, folks, I'm going to get with them because they're watching us on YouTube. All right, we're going to be able to go to that. And listen, and Michelle Coles is asking a question, but we have somebody on stage that's asking a question also. Jarrett, let's go ahead to get the person on stage, and then we'll go ahead and get this question that's online.
Sorry, the app is kind of freezing every now and then when you try to mute. Joseph, thank you for coming on stage. And you are going to be a recipient of a 10K card. You came in right at the buzzer. Please let us know what your question is. And Joseph, you just have to click that. There you go.
Yep. Hey, how we doing, everybody? Sorry, bad reception where I'm at, so if I lose you, I apologize. But I do want to thank Don. I've been following him for quite a while, and I appreciate what he does for everybody. He's the man. So I do have many questions, but I just want to give one now. So I was stupid and bought an expensive truck, and it came with a 4.5 interest rate, and I paid half of it off so far. So now I'm in the midst of finding a better percent to refinance. So my goal is to find a better. So there's two options: to pay it off quicker with a less month rate, or pay less each month for the longer, which I think is more interest. So is there any tactics to attack trying to find a lower rate for lower months?
I got you, Joseph. I got you. And listen, you're thinking about this the exact same way the experts are teaching it. So let's take a look at this and see if it's the right way. First of all, I need to know, you have the truck. Do you have any other debt? Do you have like a mortgage?
No.
Okay.
I do not. I currently, just for a background, I currently just started an entity to actually start a mortgage to buy, a multifamily, which I will have more questions for you guys once that gets underway. But right now, no.
Okay.
Mortgage.
Let's just talk about the truck. So I'm going to put your example on the screen, okay? So people can see it. I know you're probably driving right about now, but can you give me some basic information about your truck? Can I ask a few questions?
Absolutely.
So, what was the original amount borrowed on the truck? Uh-oh, the Matrix has got him. The Matrix has got him. Let's try it again, Joseph. Ah, man, I can't. So if you're not driving, Joseph, maybe you can. Oh, there you go. 52,000. Okay. 52,000. How many months?
I believe it was 72 months.
72 months. Okay. And interest rate?
4.5.
4.5. Now I'm going to show you something that's very interesting here. Here's what I'm calculating. Your payment should be right around $825.45. Is that about right?
No, it was actually like 695.
695. So let me go ahead. But you're pretty sure about the 52,000?
No, it might. I'm not 100%. To be honest.
All right, so let me go ahead. Tell me what you are sure about. You are sure about the payment of 695. Okay? Because that's your payment, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And are you pretty sure about the 72 payments?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, great. So if that is the case at 4.5, then your truck started out at 43,782. Okay, so let's keep that. Now, here is the thing. With this truck payment, the total amount of interest on this truck is $6,257.80. If you paid it off the very next day, you would save $6,000 in interest. By accelerating the payments, by saving interest, you could pay it off faster, but you would save a portion of the $6,257 the bank wanted to charge you. You follow me so far?
Yes.
All right. And now let's take a look at the payments here. So at that interest rate, your principal payments start out at about $530. Okay. And they go up from there. The principal payments, $530 on the first month, $532 on the second month, $534. So the principal amount of your payment goes up while the interest portion goes down with every single payment. Okay, but your payment stays the same because the when you add up the principal and interest, it comes up to the same amount, but you pay a little less interest each time and a little more principal each time. Okay. So now based on what you've seen before, if you make a payment here on line one and you prepay, now you can prepay any amount that you want. But for the purposes of this example, let's just say you you make your payment on line one. You can see the principal payment on line two, which is $532.81. And you say, you know what? I'm going to prepay that $532.81 and eliminate one payment. Okay? You understand that part, correct?
Yes.
Let's see what happens when you lower the interest rate and lower the term. So let's say we can lower the interest rate by refinancing, and let's go from 72 months to, let's say, 60 months. That would be a 5-year loan, okay, to refinance it. And that's kind of what you're talking about, right? Right, refinancing to a lower interest rate.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Hold on for just a second here. So let's take a look at what would happen if we go to a lower interest rate. Okay. So here we go. Lower interest rate. Let's do that first. Now, what interest rate do you think you might be able to get, first of all?
So looking around, I'm sure it's going to go up before I actually bite on one, but the lowest I found was $299, and I'm probably going to go around $305. I'm guessing is where.
Well, let's say let's be optimistic. Okay, 10K is on the screen here, and he says always be optimistic. All right, just assume you're going to get the 2.99. Okay.
Yes, please.
So we're going to put it at 2.99. We're going to keep it at 72 months. Okay. But remember, we always attack the loan with a principal payment. And right now, our principal payments are $532.81 to get rid of one payment. Okay. So if I lower the interest rate to 2.99 and I get the new payment drops to $665. All right. But the principal payment on here is now $557. What was my principal payment before?
Was it $551?
Oh, yeah. See, now my principal payment is higher. So I have to come up with more money to eliminate one payment now, don't I?
Yes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's going to be a bad thing because, see, your whole idea is how fast can I get rid of payments, correct?
Yes.
And if a smaller amount gets rid of one whole payment, why would I ever want to buy a larger amount to get rid of one payment? Let me put it to you this way. You got a truck? How many gas tanks on that truck?
One gas tank.
One gas tank. So when you're filling that gas tank up, do you want to pay $3 a gallon or do you want to pay $4.50 a gallon?
$3.
Okay. So if less money buys me more gas, then if less money helps me to eliminate payments, why do I want to have to come up with more money to eliminate one payment if I'm trying to accelerate to pay off this loan, correct?
Yes.
So here's the thing. The banks know this. Every time you lower the interest, and anytime you lower the term, you increase the principal payment. It makes it harder to pay off the loan. So we already lowered the interest rate. Let's go ahead and lower the term as well. Okay. So now we're at $557 to get rid of a payment. Okay. So I am going to lower this, the number of payments here, the number of regular payments to 60. Take this out. And so we're going to get a new payment. Watch, you're at 557 to get rid of one payment now. Okay. And we're going to recalculate new interest rate, new regular payments. Okay. Down to 60. And now, now we're at 679 to get rid of one payment. We're at 679 now to get rid of one payment. We just made it harder again by lowering. Oh my goodness. How about that? So listen, you want to know exactly what to do to get rid of one of these loans and how best to handle it. So Joseph, here's what I recommend. Go to ice10klive.com and fill out a savings report. And then we will get with you and do an analysis, and we can give you some really good instruction on how to pay off that loan. What do you say?
I appreciate that big time. Now, one thing that I do is when I get extra cash, I do a one-time payment, and I'll pay like $600 extra, or I'll put $1,000 right down on principal.
Right.
That's something I should keep doing.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Okay, so if you were to go to the gas station and pay $300, do you want to know how much gas you're getting for your $300?
Yes.
So when you pay an extra $300 or an extra $1,000 to your car loan, do you know how much interest you're saving?
No.
Oh, so you're just giving it to them and they don't even have to tell you what you're saving?
That's what's happening. I was thinking it's a good idea, but now it's sounding like maybe it's not.
Well, what we want to do is find out the right amount so you can save the most amount of interest per dollar, right?
Okay, so you're saying if I actually use a precise amount, if I have extra to pay, put a certain amount in rather than over or under to be the most efficient.
Don't we want to be the most efficient in anything that we do?
Absolutely.
May I ask, so what do you do for a living right now? May I ask?
Sure. I work for a natural gas company
And-
on the construction side.
Okay, so you on a construction site.
Yes.
Okay, so don't they have to keep track of expenses on the construction site?
Absolutely.
So listen, they say, well, listen, this job should take X amount of dollars to complete and X amount of days. Well, dang it, you guys are spending X amount of dollars and you're 3 months overdue. Is somebody upset?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you should be upset anytime you give money to the bank. When you find out I'm actually saving less per dollar when I'm paying this amount, I want to pay the amount that's going to save me more per dollar. And that's how we get out of debt. That's what the experts aren't teaching us, Joseph. And I wouldn't expect you to know the answer to that. You know why? Because it's not taught at any level of financial education. You know, the only place on Amazon that this is taught? My book.
Your book.
Let's put the book on the screen, folks. Go to ice10k.com. So what link do we have up top? Okay. What link do we have up top? So listen, we have the reports tab up top right now. But if you go to ice10k.com, you will find the link that says you can get the book. All right. And then for those of you that want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, shoot. Click on Ice 10K Live. You can get the button that says get the book there, and you can find the button that says get a savings and earnings report. Both of them right there so that you can start saving money like nobody's business in a way that is designed for you to save money so that when you pay your money, you are going to get the biggest bang for your buck. All right. Who wants to get less service for the money they pay? All right. Nobody wants to get less gas. Listen, you don't want to pay your money for the cell phone and say, you know what? We were giving you unlimited data before, but now you only get 2 gigs of data. All right. For the same money. You know, when you're getting your cable, I don't know if you got cable, you know, you pay your money, you get 260 channels for this amount of money. Now you only get 5. Listen, whatever we pay our money for, we want to get the most benefit. And folks, when it comes to loans, you want to know how much interest you're paying to get that loan. So what you want to do is see how you can use your current budget to pay a lot less interest. So if you can get your truck, okay, you're supposed to pay about $6,000 in interest, but if you can use the same budget using the same loan, so you can pay $1,000 less interest, Joseph, wouldn't that be better than trying to finagle and see how I can refinance and start the whole process over again? Time at the bank, filling out applications.
Yes, that would be amazing.
All right. So now, folks, don't get me wrong here. Some people would need to refinance because of their financial situation and they need a better payment. I'm not talking about you. Who I am talking to are the people that are okay with their payment. They can easily make their payment, but they're trying to effect some sort of savings. And they think by automatically lowering the interest rate is going to give them savings without them doing the math involved. Why don't we find out how we can use interest cancellation techniques to lower the amount of interest that we pay with the actual loans that we have before we look at refinancing, before we look to the bank to do us a favor. Folks, banks are businesses. They're not our friends. Okay? I love the bank, but the bank's not my friend. Why do I love the bank? Because they have money. Why do I love the bank? Because I borrow their money. Why do I love the bank? Because I borrow their money at a discount. I get it at 75% off. at whatever rate they're giving me. I don't care. I don't care about the rate. I care about cost, interest cost. And listen, and as the higher the interest rate these days, I can lower my cost because of how amortization actually works. Listen, I'm getting ready to show you here in just a few minutes how you can use a higher interest rate to actually save you more money. Joseph, do you have any other questions for us today?
That was my main question, and I really appreciate your help. That opened my eyes.
Listen, Joseph.
I will definitely be reaching out.
Joseph, that's why we're here, man. We want people to know the truth about these loans, and we've been getting bad information for a very long time. We've got a question on the screen here from Michelle Coles on Facebook, and she says, if you pay your mortgage bi-weekly instead of monthly, will it reduce your overall interest on your mortgage? Michelle, the answer is absolutely yes, but you still don't want a bi-weekly payment. What does that mean, Don? So here's what we're talking about. If you do a bi-weekly payment on a mortgage, you're going to end up paying 13 payments a year rather than 12. And that's where the savings comes in. Here's how much interest you could save. Here's how much time you can save. Between 4.9 and 7 years. No more than 7 years. So your bi-weekly payment has the most it can do for you is turn your 30-year loan into a 23-year loan. That's the most it can do for you. I have clients who are paying just their regular payment, but they're paying their mortgage off in 7, saving 23, not using a biweekly payment. In fact, those people who sign up for the P.I.L.L method, who have a biweekly payment, immediately stop doing their biweekly payment, go back to paying once a month, and following our program, taking the overage of their money, putting it in savings, taking it out of savings in the right month, on the right day of the month, and attacking the right loan, and saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar. The more interest you save, the faster you get out of debt. It is because it's the interest that causes the problem. That's it. So the very best loan you can get, folks, the very best loan you can get is a loan that charges you zero interest. Do you remember those days when the car companies were saying, listen, if you got good credit, we'll give you we'll give you this car at 0% interest? Remember those days? Oh, and Michelle says, thank you. Thank you very much for bringing your question to the stage, Michelle. Remember those days when you could get a 0% interest? Oh my gosh. So if we can't get 0% interest to pay no interest, the next best loan is to pay the least amount of interest you possibly can pay, no matter what your interest rate is. Then why are the financial experts only talking about how fast to pay off principal? You know, I heard a guy just on TV not too long ago saying, you know what? Watch your spending at Christmas time or whatever, and you need to pay off those high interest credit cards first. Okay, you need to pay off those high interest credit cards first. Okay, let me show you something here. I'm going to put something else on the screen. We're going back to the screen. We're going to go back to the screen and we're going to debunk that right now about high interest credit cards and what they're doing to us, as opposed to looking at anything else we're doing. So we're going to go here. Listen, $400,000, and we're going to do 6% interest. So what most people think is high, but actually 6% is actually normalized. We just got used to ridiculously low interest rates. Okay. But these are normalized interest rates. Let me show you something. At $400,000 at 6%, you know, in some places, $400,000 house, especially around here, can get you what? 2 or 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Get you a house for that. But guess what? That payment is going to be $2,398, $2,398.20. Do you know the rent on an apartment of the same size, the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms, is more than that? It's closer to $3,000. So buying a house is still cheaper, even at 6%. Don't let the interest rate fool you. Do the math, find out what the payment will be, and then compare it to the rent to rent the same size house. You're still better off. All right, do the math, folks. Don't have a knee-jerk reaction because somebody on the news says that interest rates are high. Do the math for yourself and say, yeah, they're higher, but my payment is still lower than my rent. Oh man, I just have such a good time talking about this. But Jared, can we do like a reset of the room while I get a drink of water?
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you so much for the question. We really appreciate the interaction. We got about 35 minutes left, so we have some time for one more question on the stage. So if you want to get your question asked, raise your hand, come on the stage, and we'd love to answer your question. Again, if you have not all done so already, make sure to click the greenhouse at the top and follow the P.I.L.L method. And also, you're always curated by the people that you follow. So if you want to see more rooms like this, make sure you click on Don's profile and you give him a follow. And any room he pops on, you want to get an alert. So you want to click that bell icon next to the follow button and change it from sometimes to always, because he's going to start doing some pop-up rooms like he did with Flame yesterday, where it's not scheduled, it's impromptu, but he's going to be dropping gems, or he's going to be around real estate professionals that are the top of their game on Clubhouse. And you also want to do the same thing for Sheila, Kenyatta, Kelly, Credit Goddess, 10K Cards, and Coffee Brown, who is new to the stage, and we're going to have her introduce herself if she's free. So feel free to come on stage, raise your hand. And if you want to save as an earnings report, or if you want to buy the book, you can click ice10klive.com. That's right above our heads. That's his 10K digital card. There you can find savings and earnings report, which is step number 2. Buy the book, which I believe is step number 1. And then once you buy the book, what you're going to be able to do is go to step number 3 and get your 10K card just for purchasing the book. You screenshot the receipt of your purchase. You fill out all your social media, everything that you want on the 10K card, upload the photo of the receipt, and you'll get a complimentary 10K card just for buying his best-selling book, which is now number 2 on Amazon. So with that being said, I want to pass the mic to Coffee, who hasn't had a chance to introduce herself, and then we're going to get to the next example. We would love for it to be a question, so feel free to raise your hand if you have one or put it in the chat. So Coffee, if you could, just introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. I want to forfeit my introduction to ask Don a question about the high interest credit cards. Would you advise against refinancing your home and rolling those cards into the mortgage to save on that interest and attempt to paying those cards off? Or how would you tackle that if you have high interest credit cards and you have equity in your property and you want to get rid of that level of interest to start paying those down?
Coffee, that is an excellent question, because people are faced with that every day. And that's one of the reasons why they refinance, because they can take those some people are paying 21%, 27%, even 29%.
Speaking, you're on mute right now.
Oh, okay. Let me start over then. Coffee, that's an excellent question. Some people are paying like 21%, 25%, 27%, even 29% on their credit cards, and they have several of those cards. And so what they're doing is that they're rolling those cards, those high interest rate loans into their mortgage, because they can get that mortgage at 5 or 6% now instead of the 20 or 27% on the credit cards. Okay. So let's talk about that for just a second. But I want to show you something we need. I'm going to give you just a little background on that first, Coffee, if I may. And then I will go into the refinance portion. Okay. So here's what we're talking about, folks. Here's what you need to know about what we're doing here is we're going to show the difference between what we're looking at interest rate instead of interest cost. And if we look at interest rate, we're going to make a mistake instead of looking at interest cost. So here is, we've got a $400,000 mortgage at 6%. Okay. And we're going to take a look at the interest only payment on this. So the very first interest payment on this loan is $2,000. $2,000. So if we take a look at this, now, if we prepay $400, okay, on this loan, I can save $1,998 and a penny. Coffee, if I pay off $400 early, I can save nearly $2,000 interest on this mortgage. Does that sound good to you? All right. If you're speaking, you're on mute. All right. So watch this. Watch this, folks. I'm going to put on a credit card of $10,000 at 21%. So, Coffee, is that the kind of balance you were talking about? Maybe $10,000, or were you talking about a higher balance on a credit card? And Coffee's probably busy. But let's go with the $10,000. Let's go with the $10,000. What are you saying, Jared?
No, I think the app is glitching a little bit. I have trouble getting unmiked sometimes. The app freezes. So
listen, the app is getting glitchy, man. So listen, Jared, the next time you have dinner with the owners, will you tell them something for me?
I'm on it. I'm on it. 'Cause I'm struggling too, man.
Okay. All right, folks. Watch this. I need to show you something. At 21%, $10,000, look how much interest is on this. The very first payment, look at this. I'm scrolling down. I'm going to highlight it. What? $175. So if I paid this loan off today, if I paid the credit card off today, the most money I could save in interest is $175. What? But on the mortgage, if I prepay just $400, I can kill nearly $2,000 in interest because I'm looking at interest cost instead of just interest rate. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Hold on. All right, I got you. All right. So where my producer is, he's at a big conference right now, and where he is, I would love to talk to him about this, but he says where he is, it's very loud where he is because he's at another conference. That's what I love about this technology. You can do it remote. Oh, man. I love technology when it works, man. I love it when it works. So listen, here's what we're talking about. Do you guys, I hope you're getting what I'm talking about here. $400 saves us nearly $2,000 in interest, but by paying off this credit card at 21%, this is what the experts are teaching you. Pay off these high interest credit cards first. But the interest is only $175 compared to my $2,000 interest on my mortgage. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please tell me you understand why the guy in Tennessee is not looking at your interest cost when he's telling you to pay off your credit cards and leave your mortgage to last. There's a way to do it, but this is not the way that he says. You do not want to do it in the wrong sequence. And while you're paying off that credit card to save that $175, you're paying tons of interest to your mortgage. Let me show you one other thing. Let's say we pay the $10,000 off today. Save the $175 in interest that the bank wanted to charge us. But let's go back to this mortgage. $400,000 at my 6% interest rate. All right. And what if I put the $10,000 on my mortgage instead to prepay that? Let me put $10,000 on my mortgage. I want to show you something here. Line 24. Line 24. Let it catch up on YouTube. I'm going to just sit back and wait. I'm looking at it. I'm watching myself on YouTube. All right. And it says right now, if I prepay $10,127, I'm going to knock off 24 payments on my mortgage. Folks, that's 2 years. That's 2 years worth of mortgage payments with the same $10,000 that the guy in Tennessee says I need to go ahead and pay off that 21% credit card. Oh, wait a second. He says, well, that's 21%, Don. No, I'm talking about the credit card that actually went to 30%. Oh, well, let's change it. Do you know all credit cards are amortized for 240 months? So when you're doing this calculation for yourself, the credit cards, the amortization, the number of payments that they use is 240. Let's change it to 30%. Now the credit card is 30%. Let's see what the interest payment is now on the credit card. Oh, it did jump up to 250. So if I pay off that $10,000 today, even at 30%, I'm going to save $250 in interest. Look at that. I'm showing it to you right now on YouTube. $250 in interest. But Lord have mercy. If I put that $10,000 on this mortgage, I'm going to kill 24 payments on my mortgage. I'm going to save $47,000. $47,000 on my, listen, what is going on here? Oh, shoot. I'm going to save $47,000 in interest on my mortgage with the same $10,000 payment. Why are the financial gurus leading us down this path? That's so that we can get the good feelings of paying off a debt. Listen, folks, it's more than about good feelings. It's about good financial sense. We got what is anybody else doing the math? Is anybody else seeing this besides me? So here's what I want you to do, folks. Do the math and get with somebody who's going to advocate for you. We here at the P.I.L.L Method have an entire staff of people working for you every week of every month of every year, making sure you pay the least amount of interest possible. We got an email not too long ago from a client that says, thank you, Don, for showing us how to pay off $310,000 worth of debt in 3.6 years. 3.6 years. That's what we're talking about, folks. 3.6 years, because we're showing them how not to pay all of that interest. And you can do it too. And you know who else says that they paid off a mortgage in just 4 years? Oh my goodness. Listen, I got a video of a guy who says, and he's famous, and he makes good money. I know, because we invited him to come to speak to us a little over 2 weeks ago. And it is Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. I need you to watch and listen to what Dr. Eric Thomas says about how he paid off his mortgage 4 years ago.
Listen to me, y'all. I didn't even know he was responsible. But one of his mentees, probably about 4 years ago maybe, took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. And so when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest. Do me a favor, take these principles and use them. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love you guys. Take care.
We just brought Ruthie up to the stage. Ruthie, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Don Ice, Daniel in the room, everybody in the room. Good morning to everybody. I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
That's how she starts out on her lives, folks.
I didn't even get to my live yet because I'm over here on Clubhouse just getting my energy boosted up. And so I'm ready. So I said, no, I couldn't get off of Clubhouse without at least coming and tapping in with you. And that was amazing. I love the replay.
So Ruthie, you what part of the country you live in?
I am currently in New York City.
So you flew in to Nashville.
Yes, sir.
Bought a ticket to this conference.
Mm-hmm.
And not only bought a ticket for you, but you bought a ticket for your son as well. And he's how old?
Yes, for the whole ticket, VIP ticket for my 12-year-old son, Xavier. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So did you and your son get value out of this conference, out of our conference, developing a spiritual money mindset?
Yes. Oh man, we got beyond. We invested in ourselves, and I was so glad that I even took the time out to reach out to you personally because, you know, it was a challenge. And I knew that because I was having a challenge getting into it, I knew it was going to be great. And it blew my mind. And we still talk about it. My son, he has developed such a level of confidence now, not only, you know, as a 12-year-old because he was around a bunch of adults in business, but also because he was able to identify with someone like you, Mr. Daniel, and Jay Massey, and so many other males, Black males, that he sees what his potential is for his life, his future.
I think
And so,
would you mind expounding on that just a little bit? He saw something in me and Jay Massey that he can identify with. Would you mind talking about that a little bit?
sure, absolutely. So, my son Xavier just turned 12 in May. He was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and for those that don't know, this is a high functioning autism. With that gives exceptional. I mean, you can feel free to correct me because I don't have the full definition in front of me right now. Um, but my son, he's exceptionally twice exceptional, as they say, in music, right? Because it's either music, math, and I forgot there's a third one. um but yes, but it's been a challenge for me as a mother, trying to explain to the world the way my son processes information, because if anybody were to just see him interacting without having a formal conversation with him, he comes across as a quote unquote normal child. Um, and so once he actually speaks, you can tell, like, okay, he processes information very differently. And so, and in a good way, but it's just challenging because he doesn't look like any child that has any level of autism or mental health condition whatsoever. And so, for a very long time, for the past 7 years, it's been quite a challenge for me to kind of figure him out and grow as he's growing into his adolescent age now, to kind of give him the confidence because he can be socially awkward at times with his peers, but he loves to speak with, you know, younger children and adults, obviously. So, but speaking with children his age, he has a very difficult time. And it's hard for me, you know, even to take him to the park sometimes because he'll go to 3-year-olds. And my son, you see how he is, Don, he's bigger than me. Not that it takes much, but he's becoming a big boy. And you know, as a young Black male in the community, you know, some people can be intimidated by that. And so I had to make sure that I purchased a ticket for him, in addition to my ticket that I purchased for the all access. Um, I can't wait for the next one.
Listen,
I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was beyond amazing. Like, I got more than the worth of the price, because I'm still making the connections with everybody that was there in Nashville. There's still so many people I haven't reconnected with. And they've been able to pour into me. I've been able to pour into them. And with Xavier as well, his confidence is through the roof. So anybody who's listening, if you have children, I mean, you know, some people may think it's crazy to pay a full price ticket for children, but I promise anyone under the sound of my voice, you will not regret it. It will be well worth the money.
come on now. So listen, so he may be 3 times exceptional because he sat down with Flame Newton for just a few minutes, learning definitions about business credit. And those definitions are word for word from his book. And when I heard him repeat that information, not only just regurgitated, but it sounded to me, I got the feeling he actually understood what he was talking about and explaining it in the right way. And now, not only that, did he do it after a few minutes we're talking with Flame, he remembered it the next day when they brought him up on stage in front of everyone. And you know, when you're asked questions under that kind of pressure, he was still able to remember what he learned from yesterday, from the day before, to give that information on stage. That was absolutely amazing. Now, what did it mean to you to find out that the person who put on the conference is also autistic, myself, and then find out that Jay Massey has Asperger's as well? What did that mean to you?
Oh man, it just pushed me even more so to say, you know what, I had to be in the building. There was no way I could not. There was no excuse. You know what I'm saying? I had no excuse to not be there and to not make sure that he was there, because it allowed me the opportunity to meet with you both and, you know, kind of get a lot more of a breakdown of how to, you know, how I can improve as a mother, you know, to get my son on the you know, on the next level in life. And not only that, it was so meaningful because of the position that you men hold in business, in other people's lives. You know, the way your program, Mr. Daniel, you know, this is changing people's lives, you know. So it even goes beyond just having a business or just interest cancellation. Like, you do beyond, your purpose extends way far beyond just canceling interest. You know what I'm saying? You are literally changing the lives of so many people. And to know that you even impacted the life of E.T. Thomas and his whole family, oh, come on. You know, that's just lives on top of lives on top of lives that you just change. And it's phenomenal. And there was no better place I could have been that weekend than in your money mindset, spiritual money mindset conference. It was amazing.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for coming to the stage, Ruthie. I'm looking forward to speaking to you in the future, even offline. Call us anytime. So anyway, Jared, I'd like to get back to you, sir, because I think we have somebody that just came to the stage.
Yes, we do. We have Andrea came to the stage. So, Andrea, thank you for coming up. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Excellent, excellent. How are you?
Yeah, so I'm new to all this stuff, but I definitely I grew up fairly poor with my parents, and I never told myself I was gonna be like that. So everything for the most part is paid off except for my house. I've only had it almost 2 years in July, and I was just wondering the steps, you know, the interest, how much maybe I should pay more towards the principal, how that all works to make sure that I get my house paid off.
All right, excellent. Have you? Are you able to see our example on like a iPad or a computer?
I could do that. I can borrow I even though I own the house, like I have a tenant. So yeah, I can borrow his computer.
Oh no, I meant right now, so I can show you.
Right now. Oh no.
Okay, so
Dang,
listen,
yeah.
listen. You want to write, at least write this down. ICE10kvideos.com. That's interest cancellation expert. ICE10kvideos.com. That will take you to our YouTube channel, and you can watch this replay. In fact, we have over 90 shows of question and answer where we go over questions just like this. So what we're going to be telling you, I'm going to get a little bit of information about your mortgage, and I'm just going to give you 2 steps to kind of get your feet wet in understanding interest cancellation.
Okay.
Okay. But it's not about how fast to pay down the debt. It's about how cheaply you can pay down the debt. It is the interest cost that keeps you in debt forever, not actually the debt itself.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to put on the screen. Do you remember about how much you borrowed to purchase your home?
Let's see here. I think I borrowed,
It doesn't have to be exact.
I don't know, like 215-ish.
Okay, let's put in 215 for this example, okay? 215,000. Was it a 30-year loan?
Yes.
And do you and what was the interest rate? Doesn't have to be exact either.
Maybe 3.5.
I love it. 3
2.5,
point.
yeah.
Let's put in 3.5, okay? Now that will give us a principal and interest payment. I'm going to exclude taxes and insurance, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Our principal and interest payment is $965.45. If you're paying taxes and insurance with it, that goes on top of that, okay?
Okay.
All right. So on the very first payment on that, $338 goes to principal. That's the amount that you borrowed. But $627.08 goes to interest. So let me ask you, Andrea, do you believe $627 is too much money to pay to go to interest just to pay your mortgage down by $338?
Yes.
That's what's keeping you in debt so long.
Like 100%.
Yeah. So that's the, that's like, of the money that we pay, that's like 70% of every dollar going to interest and 30% of your money going to principal. Nobody wants to do that. So, but there's a weakness in the bank system. I'm going to give you a hint of what that weakness is. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm looking at an amortization schedule. I'm looking at the first 2 months on this amortization schedule, and the first month, $338.37 goes to principal. Let's just say that's this month. Okay, we made the mortgage payment, and we don't owe anything until next month, correct?
Yes.
But I can see next month's principal payment. All right, I can see it. It's right here in front of me, $339.35. Along with the interest payment of $626.10. But here's the thing. Any money I give to the bank this month goes directly to principal because I've already made my mortgage payment, correct?
Yes.
Well, do I have to wait till next month to give the bank this $339.35 I'm looking at?
I don't think so.
If I had it, could I give it to them this month?
Yes.
So I would be paid down to the very same place this month that I would next month, but because I could give it to them early. So I'm paid down to the exact same place, line 2 of my amortization schedule. Do you know what just happened? I just eliminated line 2 on my amortization schedule for only $339.35. It's gone. My next mortgage payment for next month is on line 3 of this schedule. Line 2 is gone. Do you know what happened to the interest on line 2? It's gone too. I never have to pay that $626.10 worth of interest because I paid the $339 early. So I had an original 360 payments on my mortgage. I now have 359 payments just for doing that. $300, a little over $300 saves me $600 in interest I never have to pay. How's that sound to you?
That sounds good. I guess my question is,
sure,
for that 60 something,
Mhm.
could you pay double that?
My
Or do you have
goodness.
to wait till the next month?
My goodness. Let's find out what would happen if we paid double that. Okay? So I'm paying the very first payment, right? And I'm highlighting this. So when you fast forward to your portion, which is going to be almost at the end of our 2-hour show. So I'm paying this mortgage payment here, and I'm looking at the principal payment for line 2, $339.35, and line 3, $340.34. So are you asking, can we give the bank the $339 and the $340 in the same month as well?
Yes.
Yes, you can. And guess what? You eliminate line 2 from your mortgage statement and line 3, and your next mortgage payment for next month is going to be on line 4 of your amortization schedule. You just saved over $1,250 worth of interest by doing just that. Now, I know it's kind of hard for you to visualize it, but when you see it, it's going to make sense. And keep watching my videos so that you can see even more how all of this works.
Okay.
It's about knowing the right amount of money, and when you prepay it, knowing how much interest you can save, because it's about saving the interest. We're at the end of our 2 hours, though. But listen, I can recommend to you my book, which we're putting on the screen as well right now. It is called The P.I.L.L Method, A Better Way to Eliminate Debt. And right now, as of this morning, it was number 2 on Amazon. All right.
And
Go ahead.
when you say you're putting it on the screen, where do I go to see that kind of stuff?
That's what I was trying to tell you. If you're not on your computer or iPad right now, you can't see it. So we're going to tell you how you can watch the replay on YouTube.
Okay, I get it.
So when you are at a computer or on your phone, so as soon as we're done here, we're going to be done in just a few minutes. You can immediately go to your iPhone. What kind of phone do you use?
I have an Android and I have a
Okay.
Apple.
Well, anyway, whatever phone you're using, go to YouTube. All right. And then, or you can go to your browser. You can put in ICE 10K, the number 10, the letter K, videos.com. Or you can go to YouTube and search P.I.L.L method and go and watch today's show. And you're part of today's show. You can, because you're on there right now. Just go to the end of the show, and you'll be able to see us talking about, hear you talking, and see the example that I have on the screen right now.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. And listen, we're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays during the week, and Sundays at 8:30 a.m. Come back anytime. Join the club. And follow me, hit the notification bell, and anytime I'm on, you can come up and ask more questions when I have more time to go into your situation in detail. What do you say about that, Miss Andrea?
So that sounds good. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. Jared, listen, man, it was a good show. Thank you very much, all the moderators. Listen, I had a good time. This is the fastest 2 hours on Clubhouse. Jared, can we do some moderator outros? And we're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time before we shut it all down today.
Yes, we can. So again, make sure to click that greenhouse and follow the club. Make sure you're following Don and follow these moderators. You're always curated by who you follow. So you want to see great rooms on Clubhouse. Pay attention to their outros and give them all a follow. So it looks like Cleo's on the phone. So we're gonna go to Coffee. Coffee, if you could do an outro real quick, that'd be great.
All right. Insurance already, Jared. So I'm gonna yield the mic, huh?
All right, perfect. Credit Goddess, please do an outro, let people know about who you are. She might be on the call, but okay, there you go.
No, I'm here. I'm about to get on a call. Hey, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here. I see some light bulbs that got lit in the chat here. So I'm glad that you guys were able to experience what Don had to share with you guys. My name is Rose Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit and the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew. If any of you guys are interested in any of my services, whether it's personal credit, business credit, I can definitely assist you along the way. I'm a business credit consultant and a credit score improvement strategist. So I help you improve your credit so that way you can gain access to other people's money. And then you can apply Don's P.I.L.L method so you can rinse and repeat. Purchase a home or two in your lifetime. You don't have to wait 30 years to pay off a home mortgage or even pay off the loan or even your student loan. So definitely tap in with me. You already got the knowledge here. But if many of you guys have a brick wall and not knowing what to do when it comes to your credit, definitely tap in with me. My number is in the bio, 888-557-5778. Send your name and email address to that number. A link will be sent to you where you can book your consultation, whether it's a free one to explain to you how my services work, or if you want me to dive deep into your credit situation, I have paid consultations for that. So definitely tap in with me, ask your questions. Let's go. Thank you for having me. See you on Friday.
Yes, yes, yes. Up next is Sheila. Sheila, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. So if you want to leave and come back, then you can do the outro.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Oh, okay. I looked like the mic was still on and I was talking. Hey guys, my name is Sheila. Again, thanks for inviting me. Guys, don't forget to follow that greenhouse, the P.I.L.L method. You could catch me on YouTube with She with the T. You could also catch me on Facebook and Instagram. Again, thanks for inviting me up, and you guys have a blessed day.
All right, sorry, froze the screen. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jared. I do a lot of rooms around generational wealth. Check out my replays. If you're interested in being in the rooms when I do these rooms, go ahead and give me a follow here. You'll see some pretty cool content. I support a lot of great people like Don. Yeah, if you are interested in the book, click the link at the top. We'll take you straight to the book purchase. And, Don is at number 2 right now. Let's get him to number 1. And then if you want a free 10K card, you can go to ice10klive.com. I'll actually update it here so you can see the book and where you can get the receipt. So you click this link right here. You can do 3 steps. 1, get the book and have that education not only for yourself but for your future kids, family, friends, etc. Number 2, get the savings and earnings report. Find out the month, day, and year that Don can help you become debt free. And then with the purchase of the book, you can screenshot the receipt, upload it to where it says step 3, get your 10K card, fill out whatever you want in the 10K card so it looks similar to what Don has on this ice10klive.com, and then submit it with the receipt, and you'll get a 10K card within 24 to 48 hours. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Make sure to follow all the moderators. Make sure to follow the club. And we will see you on Friday. And we hope everybody has a great Wednesday. So, Don, I'm going to give you the last word.
All right. Is everybody hearing me okay?
Yes, we can.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being with us today. We're going to be right back here on Friday, doing it all over again and giving you this valuable information. I had such a good time every time I'm here to give out this information, to go over these examples, to put the numbers on the screen. It just does my heart glad. And listen, for all the moderators here, we want to thank you. For our technicians on the background that keep the live stream going, we thank you. Listen, I want to thank everybody that has anything to do with keeping this show on the air. And listen, we're almost at 100 shows, a milestone for this type of thing. And listen, we're still going strong. So listen, folks, stay with us, learn more information, subscribe, share, and like these videos. Help me to get this information out, please. And listen, one more, we're going to hear one last thing from the most influential and the very best motivational speaker on the planet right now is Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. And our last word is going to be from him before we go into our outro. But I want to let you know that it was a dream of mine. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about writing goals down. Okay. Writing goals down. One of the goals is that I wanted to be the interest cancellation expert to the stars. And listen, there's no star shining brighter right now on this stage, on the stage of motivational speaking, than Eric Thomas. Let's hear what he has to say, and then I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Listen to me, y'all. I didn't even know he was responsible. But one of his mentees, probably about 4 years ago, maybe, took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you going to keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm going to keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. And so when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't got to do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest. Do me a favor, take these principles and use them. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love you guys. Take care.